I'm getting my pastor ready to go on the spit. I've got a top and a bottom of a pineapple, and then behind that I've got all my salsa. I'm going to do some tomatillos and jalapeno and onion and some garlic and some avocado. I'm not going to grill that, but I'm going to grill up all these vegetables. And what do is I marinate my pork butt in some pastor marinade about 2 days, and then I take it out and I kind of wipe some of the juice off of it, and then I season it with a little of this fajita seasoning, just a little bit on both sides before I skewer it up. I think it needs a little extra seasoning. So that's the way I do it. So I'm gonna get all these pieces seasoned, and then I'm gonna get them on the spit, and then we'll get the grill ready. I've got my my spit loaded up, and what I would recommend is kind of doing this when there's not a lot of people in the kitchen, because you're going to be slinging the marinade all over the place and you need some room to work, and it's just easier if you've got a little bit of elbow room. So just take your time, fit the pieces on about the size of the pineapple on both sides. If it's too big, just shave it off and then put the next piece on. And the marinade I used, I just went by a recipe online, but what I do is I double the recipe except for the achiote paste. I do a whole box to 2 servings. So I split it and I freeze half, and I don't like a full box of that achiote paste in just one pork butt's worth of pastor. So that's the way I do it, and yeah, that's the way we like it. And when it comes out of the marinade, I take, wipe a little bit off of that excess marinade off and season it up with at least a little salt and pepper, but I like the fajita seasoning better. So I'm getting my kettle set up. I've got all the coals banked to just one side, and I'm going to use my grate. That's going to just make it a lot easier to put the pan in and shave off the slices. You can do both sides, but it's really hot trying to get in on one side to get the slices shaved. So I recommend just doing one side a little bit hotter. So I've got about a half chimney of lump ready to go. So I'm gonna get it dumped in and start my vegetables. So you can see we're getting a little char on the tomatillos. I'm not looking to get them burnt, but I do want to cook them a little bit. Don't want them raw all the way through. Just give it a little bit of color, a little bit of charred flavor. Before we make our salsa. Alright, I got it set up, got it spinning. Those outside pieces will kind of dangle a little bit. They'll get charred. I'm gonna leave it wide open, top and bottom, and let it cook. Come back and check it in a little bit. Go make my salsa right now. So I'm here at the blender. I got my tomatillos in there. One wouldn't fit, but I'm gonna blend these down a little bit and then add the rest of the ingredients. I got the avocado and the jalapeno and some cilantro from the garden, and it's starting to flower, but it's okay. You can eat stems and all, flowers, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. We're just gonna blend it all of it up. Big pinch of salt and pepper and the onion, and we're just gonna blend this till it's real smooth. So this has been going about 25 minutes. After about 15 minutes, I shut the top vent just a little bit because this rotisserie ring, it lets a lot of air in, so it can get really out of control pretty quickly. So the inside, it's rolling pretty hot. Let's look at it. So getting a little browning, a little black on the tips, but I'm gonna let it cook another minute. Maybe about 5 more minutes before we start slicing the outside. Alright, we put the pan down in the bottom. And I come on this side and just slice these little bits off. A little at a time. You can see how I put my foil here to catch any bits that go flying. Just getting the tips that are getting a little dark. Bit of that pineapple, just the outside tips. That's good. So after the first time you cut a little off the outside, the rest of it gets going pretty quick. Let it go a couple more minutes before I take another layer off. But about every 5-10 minutes you're slicing some more. So I think I'm about an hour into this cook and taking several slices off. I just took some, so I'm waiting in between. This is definitely not something you want to do after a long day's work because it takes a lot of time. So I'm about 2.5 hours into this right now, and that's not counting marinating, slicing up the pork butt and marinating the meat. So just know this is a process, and actually this is good to do something like on your day off. When you're not working or you got extra time, and then you can store this meat in the fridge, and it's really good to crisp it up like on a cast iron or a griddle right before you serve it. Just put a little oil down and get it good and hot and crispy, and serve it that way. That's the best way to serve these. We're going to eat these straight off of the once I get just a little bit more sliced up enough for us to all have some tacos. We're gonna go ahead and start eating, but it's cooking a little faster now. My coals are just about to start to play out, so I'm gonna leave the lid on as much as I can. And I think for the most part the meat's done. I like the darker edges, so I'm gonna let it cook for probably another 25 minutes, and then I'm just really gonna start slicing it up pretty aggressively. So all my bunch is ready to eat. We're fixing to I put the pan in there just to get everything warmed up real good. Fixing to eat. I'm gonna do one more cutting off of this, and then we're gonna go ahead and eat. I'm gonna cut the vents down a little bit and let this finish cooking kind of slow. What's left on there. Kind of how I do it. Like I said, this meat's just about done all the way to the center probably. But I like the nice crispy spots. I think it adds a lot of flavor. Get some of these outside pieces of this. Some of these hanging loose pieces. And then I'm gonna turn the vents down and let this cook a little slower. All right. We ate dinner and it was excellent. Now it's thundering out here and we got rain bearing down on us. I got to get this finished up. So I'm going to open this up and see. Yeah, still looking good. Coals are still hot, but they're about to play out. So I'm probably just going to finish this off here. It's starting to rain actually. I'm going to get this finished up. I'm just going to slice the rest of this off and be done. Thanks for watching.